Welcome, acolytes. Today I'm gonna do a video of the Poor Man's Podcast. Gen Z doesn't want to work anymore. And the Poor Man's Podcast is about a guy, or if you don't know him, it is basically a guy who talks about this stuff in from his perspective, like Gen Z, how he worked, how he did actually grind his job out, how you can better yourself. So he is a really, really good guy if it comes to this. So as it is, I find him extremely entertaining and informing and just motivating for some days. So I am quite happy to see that he actually, well, how I am watching this, because this is definitively an older video and pre-recorded, of course, because I am learning right now, still have to do some things for the job, so I'm just gonna do them. But I cannot record in that time, so there's that. But he does his stuff very, very well. I actually quite enjoy him. And this is about Gen Z not wanting to work, so that's what he has to say about that one. And some I already know the half of it, at least. So let's just start, I would say. And by the way, if you like my content, leave a like, leave a comment, press the notification button, and show me and the Poor Man's Podcast some love.
Talking about how fucking sick a 40-hour work week is. I'm so sorry. So you're telling me that I have to wake up at the fucking butt crack of dawn every single day, go and work somewhere that has fluorescent lighting, is cold and uncomfortable for the entirety of the day, and do that 5 times a week? No, like, that's fucking sick.
5 times?
Like, you guys are mentally ill. Like, please get diagnosed.
Nobody wants to work anymore. Jeez, nobody wants to work anymore. And what about it?
What the fuck about it? No, we don't.
Get a job!
I hate her tone, but I'm gonna try to sympathize. I think Gen Z is dealing with the same problems that millennials had to face, and that's realizing that you ain't special. With the rise of media in the 90s and the rise of social media in the 2000s, people were told that they could do whatever they put their mind to, and that's not true. The truth of the matter is, most people hate their jobs. Nobody's passionate about folding pants at the Banana Republic. And some people don't realize, technically, you don't have to work. You can go harvest your own crops and build your own cabin in the woods, but since you want an iPhone in the cute apartment with the nice lighting, then you gotta pay somebody because somebody had to work to build that. But to be fair and to sympathize with her a little bit more, inflation does kind of ruin it for everybody, because not only does it make everything more unaffordable for Gen Z, but it also takes away from the work that you've already put in to earn the money that you've been saving, because now that money is worth less than it was before. But she does.
Yes, by the way, until this point, because he talks a lot at the same time, he's totally 100% correct about it. No, the first point I want to knock on is nobody likes the job. I'm gonna be honest, I freaking hated my job the freaking first 11 years of my life. 11 years I had not even one day where I had fun in this shithole of a job. Not even one. I worked in security. I worked in freaking Laga. I forgot how it's. Where you basically just get items and put them in. And as a butcher, I actually learned butcher. Still, I didn't like it at all, because it was basically, in my specific case, it was because of tradition. Yeah, the tradition with our family was the firstborn is always a butcher. And I was a good one, by the way. I didn't have a single day of fun in it, but I did my fucking best in it. And it paid out at the end, because now my position is way better in life. I invested some money in some houses and such. I live pretty good. I can afford to actually, well, be there for my family without any grave consequences, so it's fine. And do I sympathize with her? Yes, I do. Because I'm be honest, I didn't want it. I didn't want a single day of actually doing the stuff I did. I hated it. I totally hated it. But at the end of the day, if you want this stuff, as he said, if you want the pretty stuff, you need to work. You need to make money. You can live off the land. You can survive easily. But if you want luxury, you need to actually move your ass and do what you're gonna do. That doesn't mean you cannot evolve in your job, because right now I have a pretty nice job. I have a nice gig. And it gets better and better for every second I am actually working in there, and it's actually quite fun. So, actually quite happy about that, but that's something you actually still have to work for. You cannot expect you get things for free just because you exist. And yes, and as he said, yeah, people realize you're not special. Because, well, basically, I even disagree with that, because every one of us is, to a certain degree, a unique unit that can do certain things better that other cannot, or do something worse, or even, you all know there can be only one number one, one best, so you're probably not it in your specific thing. But you can be very good at it and make a very good amount of money and have your life be very, very luxurious. So aim for that. And if you don't want a luxurious life, also fine. Just a normal life, sure, do it. And about the inflation thing, yep, that's a fucked up situation. That's a really fucked up situation we're right in. But hey, every single one of us, we pick our leaders, or let's just be honest, not everybody wanted the leaders we actually got, but we got them and we have to work from it. And I am basically, for me, I am basically suffering from the decisions that other people made by voting, as I see it. And I mean, hey, it is what it is. We're in a democracy. I lost. It's fine. That doesn't mean I'm gonna freaking take it every time. I mean, I'm still working towards betterment, but hey, you have to work. You have to do actually something for the betterment.
It does make it hard to sympathize because I don't know what that is. That little fake TikTok I'm about to whine voice, it's very easy to hate.
Day in the life as a 23-year-old product manager at Meta.
That to-do list is just egregious. It says work, workout, vibe.
God damn it! You can't.
That's nothing, to be honest. This is, what is this? This is a freaking Sunday work. Yeah, this is just a Sunday for me. Work out, and then just vibe. Yeah, normally from Monday to probably Saturday, most of the times, I have work. If I have time, chill for 5 minutes, and then do YouTube to entertain the people I want to entertain. Well,
Can't make this shit up.
Always journal in the morning. I then do a quick workout routine. I get dressed. I try to look cute every day. Got some food at the office. I make a coffee every single morning. I did some work on the roof. Worked until lunch and then ate up there. Here's me being cute.
As of May 2024, the average salary for a product manager at Meta in the United States was $186,000 per lap around the sun. That's just
what the fuck? Per lap around the sun, by the way. Okay, I was shocked, but if you don't know what this means, it means basically once a year. This is insane money. What the fuck is her problem? Yeah, I see the problem. She has way too much time on her hands. She just doesn't really work. She just cries around and does this, and this is just, what the fuck, man? Really? Okay. Yes, she has way too much money. It's that.
just rage bait at this point.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
I know Mark Zuckerberg seen this video and he was pissed. He can't wait to get rid of her ass.
You're fired!
In 2023, Meta fired about 15,000 people, and this year they plan on firing another 10,000 people. She gotta be on that list. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, and I know this might seem pessimistic, but I think the companies are just waiting to replace us with AI. At this point, they're just buying time until they can get rid of us. And the craziest part is, I remember when blue-collar workers were complaining about their jobs being replaced by AI, and nobody cared. But the moment those white-collar jobs were getting replaced by AI, people started to talk about it. Part of the separation in America is because more than ever, people are just living two different realities. Compare her job to these guys.
You know why? Because blue marker, like blue collar jobs if you do that, you probably don't even have time to cry around like white collar jobs. And I am sorry that I'm telling that, but F you. Just because something's stressful doesn't mean it's hard. And at the end of the day, I am a white collar jobber right now, and I have to say, one of the freaking easiest jobs I ever had. Freaking the stress I got there, nothing compared to a blue collar worker. Nothing. Everybody who cries about that is freaking a miserable little bitch. Just get a real job for once, do it, work not for a day, not for 3 days, not for a week. Do it a half a year. Then you get like more or less the freaking thinking or the true side behind it, how freaking bad it is. How your freaking limbs hurt. How you are mentally and bodily just destroyed at the end of the day. White collar jobs don't have it. They at least have the freaking body part in it that they spare. Because a blue collar worker, probably his back will be probably shredded at the end of the day. A white collar worker, nah, they're fine. They won't have those pains. They are probably mentally a bit more down there, but hey, fuck it. I'm gonna take it. Seemingly I have a way higher mental fortitude for those jobs than the colleagues that actually work for 20 years in them. So, fuck it.
Guys.
Yep. Yep, and compare that, if you have a white collar job, compare that you sitting and typing on a freaking PC. You ain't doing shit, bruh. You ain't doing shit.
Like, how could you ever expect those two types of people to look at the world the same? Which type of person is more likely to go, let's give the Ukraine more money?
It's not going, you know what I'm saying? It ain't going, nah, it ain't going to work.
There was a listing on Facebook for an apartment, and I've been living in my car for over a year trying to save, and they blocked me and took all my money. Let's talk about how much I hate my frickin' job. It's 11:30 p.m. and I just got home from the gym. And not to mention, I still need to cook, eat, and shower after this, so I won't even be in bed until 1 a.m. I literally work from 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. 5 days a week, and sometimes on the weekends too. And not to mention, I'm barely getting paid anything for the hours that I'm putting in. It's crazy to think that if my parents weren't still helping me with my rent, I would literally be living paycheck to paycheck. And that's insane, dude. That's insane. And I literally still have 2 more months of this busy season. I've been working 60-hour weeks, and I feel like I'm just going fucking insane because I have no time for anything else. My life lately is literally just wake up, work, eat at my desk, work again, and then gym, and then eat, and then sleep, and then repeat that over for like 5 days straight. And I'm going insane, bro. And I need a change in career.
What? Only 5 days? And by the way, to a certain degree I agree with her. Or with those, well, we don't need the working hours we already have. Because if you want a very effective worker, I personally would do it a bit differently. Or how I function the best is, if I can just knee in and just work until I'm done. No pauses, well, maybe a short. I don't smoke, but I still call them smoker pauses, because just 5 minutes, get a bunch of free air, or just breathe in, and then just continue. Now, how would I do it? It would be simple. No pauses, 6 hours a day. You just fully concentrated through those 6 hours, and maybe make like 2 5-minute pauses, or to clear your head, or maybe even more, maybe it doesn't matter, or less if you're like me and you're just like stubbornly going through and chewing through everything, and just do it. The maximum efficiency possible. Make the same money, or a higher amount, depends on how much you're making, and just do it in 6 hours. I would do it that way, because it's, if you can actually keep your workers happy and motivated, 6 hours are more than enough to actually do a lot of work really good. And I mean really good. But of course you need an experienced worker, you need a worker that actually is into stuff like that actually does his stuff really good, and not everybody will like it. But for me, I personally would really like to experiment with that one. Because I think, as I said, I don't have any size behind it, I don't have anything, but I think it's pure experience that would be a little bit better than the 8 hours cringe fest that we have right now.
So bad. So if any of you can help me out, I would be super grateful. I have a business degree and I graduated from UCI. I have president's lists on my transcript. Please just help me get out of this job. If you can suggest anything, or if you can get me a referral to one of the companies that you're working at, I would be extremely grateful, because I have no time for anything else right now. And I just feel like I'm going crazy. So.
No, she ain't getting shit. As I said, you're in this world alone. So just get the time, move your ass, and do it. If you want to change yourself, change yourself. And maybe it's a cry for help, yeah, okay. I mean, I am a freaking big, giant teddy bear, or, well, not giant. I am just a big teddy bear of a guy. I like to help people, normally. But, of course, I know that there are some things you just have to bite through. And this, like, come on, bitch. Come on, just, come on. Be still, do the things you do. And if you really need help, then just ask someone in your vicinity. You probably get a lot of more help than a lot of men do, because, well, you're pretty, so that's that. And I have a thing for Asian women, so maybe I'm a bit biased.
If she needs her parents to help her pay rent, she's not ready to be alone. She needs to be at home saving her money, not spreading her parents thin. But of course, some people rush out of the house mostly to get away from their parents' rules, and then they live in these big cities and they complain about the rent. And the truth of the matter is, it was never really meant for people to be able to afford to live alone. Most people throughout all of human history lived with their families in the house until they got married. That was a very unique circumstance in a very privileged country for a very small amount of time, and I think it's going back to normal. There's nothing wrong with living with your parents, especially if you're not being a bum and you actually saving your money, but you are going to have to live with their rules.
Y'all better stop following all them rules at work. Make you a taco. Get on your phone and watch a movie or something. What y'all recommend?
This video of this girl balancing her budget from her job, and I think like her pay, like her salary is like $75,000. In the video, she said that she her statement for her credit card was like $2,100, and at the end of her balancing out her whole like spreadsheet, she was in negative $200 for the next 2 weeks. Let me just say this: I love that she made that video and that she woke that up, because a lot of people be wondering how people be affording all these designer things, yada yada yada. A lot of them are just simply swiping that fucking credit card. A lot of people are literally just living in fucking debt, big debts.
Yep.
Like, when she said her ending balance was $2,000, I think her limit said like $9,000. That's not even the smallest credit card debt I've seen on people that I personally fucking know. Like, so many people are not only living paycheck to paycheck, baby, they are living credit card statement to credit card statement.
Yes, because credit card companies spent billions of dollars in marketing campaigns to make sure 18-year-olds were $10,000 in the debt before they were old enough to have a Modelo. And the social media money gurus didn't help by telling people that debt is good. Yeah, debt is good for a small minority of people that know how to leverage it, but for most hardworking people, it's just going to get them into misery. And if you're religious, I don't think any of the major religions say anything good about debt. I know in Christianity it says that the borrower is a slave to the lender. You ain't gotta compare your lives to other people's, because you'd be surprised how many people are willing to pimp themselves out for a nice purse. Man, they giving out loans for vacations nowadays. It's not safe out here.
Hide the money, y'all!
And yes, if he's correct, debt is definitively not a viable thing for a lot of people. Yeah, the very rich people do it, but come on, man. Like, if you're building up your stuff, no, like, try to avoid it, try to get to zero, and if you're at that point where it becomes viable, then do it. But until then, don't get yourself in debt. Just invest it smartly. If you're younger, you can actually, instead of buying the nice, really good stuff all the time, because I'm not saying, like, do something fun for once in a while. It's not that you have to be a freaking robot to the end, but the freaking more money, the extra money you have, invest it somewhere. Just do it. I mean, I went too late on this bandwagon, a bit too late than I should have. I realized it way too late, but hey, even me, I still did it, and I'm still profiting from it years after the fact. So I can just say, yeah, don't throw your money away, especially not if you're young. Just do some fun things, have some fun, and build up. And at some point, if you're in your 30s, you can have way more fun. You can be way more leisure, and especially for the men, that's most likely true for the men. For the women out there, I'm not sure about that, but I think it wouldn't harm if you build up a bit of a career at the end, because just so you're not solely dependent on the guy you actually go with. And I also always assume that the people that watch me are good, nice people. Well, the probability of it being everyone is non-existent, but I assume that most people are good people that wouldn't fuck over the other person for no reason. But that doesn't mean that you yourself cannot be fucked over. So just be very, very save yourself. Just create a defense for yourself. Just, you have to look out for yourself first of all. That doesn't mean you have to fuck over other people, no, but look out for yourself first. That's all.
I will never be able to afford a house.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. The problem is most people don't want to afford it. And it's a hard reality. There's a lot of mortgage assistance programs out there. A lot of them will cover your down payment, and most sellers are okay with paying closing costs. I bought my house 5 years ago for $130,000. Payment on it was like $650 a month. So I understand I bought mine a while ago, but we're in the process of buying another one as we speak. A lot of people's issue with buying a house right now is they don't know how to manage their money, and they don't know how to not spend money recklessly. An example, going out to eat. I have 4 children and a wife, so going out to eat is very expensive. It's like $60 every time we go out and eat, which is $10 a person. So say we go out and eat for lunch and dinner, and we do that all week long. That's $1,000. Damn, throw some spaghetti in the pot and eat it for 2 or 3 days, man. It's not that big a deal.
Yep.
Food needs to quit being romanticized. It's to keep you alive. It doesn't have to be the next biggest and greatest thing every time you get something to eat. It's to keep you alive. If you hear about our grandparents that had all this nice shit that they're all griping about, you know what they ate every day? They ate sandwiches and beans and cornbread. And you don't have to have a huge, gigantic house.
And by the way, beans, most of the part, very, very, very healthy food. And very nutritious. Had to learn it.
House for your first house. Quit watching TikTok and all this nice shit that everybody has, because they make a lot more money than you do. If you make $15 an hour, you're not going to get a $300,000 house. It's just not going to happen. The bank won't even loan you the money on it.
Yep.
Buy you a little starter home, do a little work to it, sell it, then you can go buy a nice house. People are bitching about not being able to afford a house.
Oh, that's actually quite good. I mean, starter home, building it up, then profiting from it, and then buying a bigger one. That's a way I didn't think about it. Never thought about it like this. Always bought it and then landlorded it. Damn. Okay. I see it. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Yeah. Why not?
A house, but
But the house market is still shitty. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't like. Yes, you can afford the stuff you want, but for F's sake, it's still fucked. So, But complaining won't do anything. So he's right about that.
Afford a $400 to $800 a month car payment. Buy you like a cheap Toyota Corolla in cash and drive it until it explodes, which will probably be way after these new cars. You can have anything you want and you can afford anything you want if you put your mind to it and you manage your money. You will never be able to move up in life with that kind of mentality about whining and complaining that the way the world is the reason why you can't afford anything nice. People are hiring left and right. Get you a good resume, go get you a decent job. There's side hustles everywhere. There's plenty of money to be made out here. Go out and make some fucking money. This girl was like, my parents bought a house back in 1995 that was $195,000 and I'll never be able to have something like that. That was a lot of damn money back in 1995. It wasn't just like chump change. Your parents made good money back then. They probably make even better money now. Guys, it's been way worse than this back in history and we've still came out on top. I hate to sound like a boomer because I'm not, but man, quit fucking complaining and go out and get it. You're not going to be able to see your family as much. You're not going to be...
Well, maybe the boomers are right for sometimes. Just sometimes, not always, but maybe we boomers are right. have a certain truth to it. Maybe the life experience, huh? But good.
Be able to see your kids as much, but if you want to give them a better life and make better money, go out and fucking do it. Otherwise, stay where you're at, accept it, and quit complaining about it.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
He's right, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but I'm sure if you look at his life, he's not by the beach.
Yep.
He probably doesn't live in the city with the view of the skyline. His car is probably push to start. You gotta push it to start it. But it's people like him and people with his type of financial literacy that make it to a more comfortable life. Poor people make decisions that keep them poor, like lottery tickets. Almost all lottery tickets sold are sold to people that are in poverty. Payday loans, stuff like that. But middle class people make decisions that keep them struggling, like $40,000 auto loans, expensive vacations that you can't afford, going out to eat too much. And I'm happy he talked about the food thing because he hit the nail on the head. When my dad was going to work from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. most days, and we were trying to get from the projects to our own home, we were eating stuff like hamburger helper, ramen noodles, and breakfast food. I was wondering why we was eating pancakes and eggs at dinner, and we didn't care because we was kids and you could pour sugar on them pancakes, so it didn't matter to us. But this was all a part of my mom's plan to get us into our first home. We did that for years until our parents got us out of debt, but they did it. So I understand that now it's harder than ever, but it's still possible. Really, only you can do it, because ain't nobody coming to save us.
I have no time.
Yeah, and he's correct about that. That's why I like the Performance Podcast. This guy is just wise beyond his... well, okay. Maybe it's a bit overdone, but he is wise. He actually has some freaking shit done in his life, probably. And he's fine. Like, he is fine. And he is one of the people that I actually quite... well... I heard him was one of the first people I actually see on the internet that talked like that, and not that he was one of the first. I just saying this is one of the first people I met, and even I don't even agree with him on 100% of the stuff. But hey, most of the time he's correct, and most of the time I will agree with him, and that's enough. That's fine. Let's just agree on the things we agree on, and that's fine. But as it is, acolytes, good night.